Hello everybody and welcome to this video. It's another student exemplar video, another Frankenstein analysis, and we're going to have a look at it together. Now if you don't know about what's going on, if you've done a good piece of work for English literature, could be a poetry comparison, could be about the 19th century, the modern drama, whatever it is, if you've done it and you're really proud of it, send it to me, info@mrbruff.com. And I'll take a look at it, and if I think that we could all learn something from it, I'll make a video about it. I can name you or not, depending on what you want, and I'll send you, as a prize, a copy of my guide to English language and a copy of my guide to English literature. So this is an analysis of Frankenstein. We don't have the extract with us, but we can probably work it out through looking at the answer. And let's have a look. So Shelley positions the creature as an alienated outsider throughout the novel. In this extract, she highlights the misery of the creature because of this, and his desire to implore Victor to do what no one else has and listen to his story. So a nice, succinct introductory paragraph. Shelley makes the creature into an alienated figure by placing him into a mountainous and deserted setting, associating him with the sublime. In this extract, the creature's dwelling is in the caves of ice, and the desert mountains and dreary glaciers are his refuge. Shelley uses the negative connotations of the adjectives dreary and bleak to highlight that the creature is only accepted in the places in which conditions are harshest and most difficult to survive in, showing his position as physically an outsider to civilization. This also creates sympathy for the creature in the eyes of the modern audience because of the conditions that he is forced to tolerate. The mountains in which the creature is residing are also linked with the sublime and the Gothic, which draws parallels between the creature and Victor, as only pages before Victor was also associated with the sublime, as he was filled with a sublime ecstasy at the sight of the awful and majestic in nature. By associating both the creature and Victor with the sublime, Shelley presents them both as alienated from society, but in different ways, as Victor outcasts himself and the creature is forcibly alienated by his appearance. An alternative interpretation of the creature residing in the mountains is that it associates him with the Romanticism, as a convention of that genre was to take the side of nature rather than machinery and science. Therefore, the creature's alienation makes him into a romantic hero, aligning him with Satan of Paradise Lost, a theme that continues throughout the novel from the preface to when the creature recounts his story to Victor and says that he should have been thy Adam. In the Georgian times, this would have made those with romantic attitudes, such as Shelley's husband, sympathize with the creature because of his alienation and link to romanticism through the sublime in the setting described in this extract. So what does this first long paragraph show us? Well, it shows us that the student has an outstanding knowledge of the text and the themes, and also the context. Now, there are two different ways of looking at an answer like this. Part of me wants to say, slow down and really make sure that you explore fully all the things you're writing about. So, let's just give you an example. The student begins by writing about the importance of the setting and the negative description of the setting and what that tells us about the fact that the creature is only accepted in harsh places and is treated as an outsider. Now here, at that point there, okay, so after this, I would look to link that to Shelley's themes. We've got to be very careful to write about the text, not as if the creature is real, not as if we're really responding with what we think about the creature, but how this presentation of the creature links to the writer's themes and ideas. And I would link into, at that point, what is Shelley saying about society and about humanity? That would be a great jumping off point for that. Then we've got some things about the Gothic and about Romanticism, and all of that is very good, and it goes into context as well. But I just feel there's a bit of a lack in writing about the writer's themes and ideas. In other words, why did Shelley do this? The creature is rejected by society because of his appearance. No one is willing to turn a favourable eye on the creature because they're unable to see past his appearance, which is why he's an outsider and will never be accepted fully into society. At this point in the novel, the creature has been rejected by society many times and had become accustomed to being spurned and hated because of his miserable deformity. Through this, Shelley condemns society's instinct to judge by appearance, as the creature's unjust reactions reflect Shelley's views on judging by appearance. At the time of writing, women were also heavily judged on their appearance, and Shelley explores this through Sappho and Elizabeth. Shelley's mother was an early feminist, and Shelley's on judging by appearance may reflect her mother's. After the creature gets rejected, he causes pain and suffering to Victor and his family, so this may be Shelley's warning against spurning outsiders based on appearance. Now, here's a great example of where a paragraph gets better as it goes on. Okay, so it improves and improves and improves, but it would really benefit from a strong topic sentence, the first sentence of the paragraph, which says something like, Shelley uses the character of the creature to challenge the reader's views on sexism or judgment, judging by appearance. Just really makes it clear, look, what is Shelley doing? And the rest of the paragraph would explain it, because it's one of those paragraphs where it's not until we get to the end that we really understand the point being made. And the strong topic sentence helps a lot with that problem. Shelley emphasises the unjust way the creature is an outsider in society by presenting him as eloquent and civilised in this extract. He uses rhetorical questions such as, shall I not then hate them who abhor me? Sentences of varying lengths and powerful verbs in his argument towards Victor. He's very rational in his approach and uses a number of imploring imperative verbs such as believe me, do not disdain me, listen to my tale, hear me. These imploring verbs illustrate the creature's simple desire to be listened to, which no one has done because he's immediately been rejected because of his appearance. The imperative verbs show the creature's talent at manipulating language, as shortly after Victor felt the duties of a creator towards his creature and listened to him. By giving the creature beautiful language, Shelley makes him into more of a romantic hero, someone who's been spurned and rejected by society, but in reality has great skill in manipulating language. And it is the fault of society to not appreciate it, resulting in a tragic end. Shelley was with her husband, Percy Shelley, and Lord Byron when writing Frankenstein, both romantic poets, and would have been at least partially influenced by romanticism when writing the novel. Shelley also emphasises the creature's other positive traits in this extract, such as the creature describing himself as having a soul glowed with love and humanity. The word glowed has a connotation of warmth amid the caves and ice and glaciers and suggests the creature is good at heart. This emphasis illustrates the injustice towards which the creature has become an outsider to society. So a really nice paragraph. For me, I probably would have just said this bit here wasn't really necessary. I mean, this was a very nice paragraph about romanticism, and then it was almost like there was another little idea tacked on that wasn't really about romanticism. It was more about the previous idea of becoming an outsider. Perhaps what this student would benefit from overall would be this idea of a coherent line of argument. What is the sort of theory you're going to explore in your answer? Because it comes across slightly disjointed. The ideas themselves are absolutely mind-blowing, but it just lacks the cohesion of a strong line of argument at times. Overall, by positioning the creatures on the margins of society both physically and by setting him apart from other members of society by not giving him a name or identity, Shelley issues a warning about the resulting actions that may occur from alienating someone powerful and intelligent from society. Lovely conclusion, lots of strengths, couple of ways to make it better. Let me know in the comments section what you thought.